Bully 2 is one of those games that we know for a fact is never going to happen. We kind of wish it would happen, but ultimately, I don't think we'll ever be seeing a sequel for that game again. And all things considered, when it comes to Rockstar, I feel like all we can really reliably bank on as far as they're concerned is GTA and possibly Red Dead Redemption. So I actually dug up this old IGN article, and I say old, it's almost 3 years old to be honest, that was updated back in the 2nd of Jan 2022, which is in regards to Game Informer speaking to 5 former Rockstar employees about them developing Bully 2. And this was roughly around 2008, like the late 2000s, 2008ish, I want to say, that they were actually developing the game, and ultimately it got cancelled, but elements of the game were released as part of GTA 4 and Red Dead 1. So that was actually kind of interesting to kind of learn about. But I thought about it for a second, and I thought the original Bully had a lot of controversy behind it. So I thought, let's actually dig up the old Wikipedia and talk about those things, because if nothing else, I think one of the most fascinating things is the amount of controversy, censorship, and stuff that's kind of just been going on all throughout. And especially since Bully was following GTA San Andreas, which, mind you, had the hot coffee mini game that was enabled in, I want to say, the PC version of the game, which then ultimately ended up causing a collapse in judgment towards Rockstar. And ultimately, the game was, criticized by groups, as mentioned here in the in this Wikipedia page, by Bullying Online and the Peaceholics. And man, let me tell you, the Peaceholics were gonna get real peaceful on Rockstar in Take Two, because ultimately what they did was they tried to bring Rockstar to court in the US, I want to say. I can't remember which country the Peaceholics were in, and ultimately they wanted financial restitution for the enablement of consulting adultery in pretty much hot coffee, or GTA San Andreas hot coffee minigame, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, the other thing that they wanted to do was for Rockstar to say bad things about their following product, which was Bully. So Peaceholics, as mentioned here, criticized the game for glorifying and trivializing school bullying, although they raised their objections before the game was released to the public. The player may also choose to kiss select girls and boys in game, which the ESRB was aware of when rating the product. Classification Board generally restricted Bully to a teenage audience, so it was rated T for teen. The US-based Entertainment Software Ratings Board gave the game a T rating. The British Board of Film Classification gave it a 15. The Australian Board rated an M, and my country rated a R13. That's interesting. But anyway, wait, hold on. I thought it was rated M for us as well. So I thought we used the Australian rating, not R13. Sure, whatever. And this is okay, I did not know this. So apparently Yahoo Games listed it as one of the top 10 most controversial games of all time. But it was controversy that was following the game post GTA San Andreas hot coffee minigame. So hey, it is what it is. That being said, however, we're gonna go through the list of different forms of censorship, but there's one very important one I want to mention, and it's actually not in this list. Rather, it was in British nations, whatever you want to call it, those of us that are holding the Union Jack in our flag. Bully was so the game is called Bully in the US, but in EU regions, the game is actually called Canis Canem Edit. Because apparently bullying was actually a big problem in the UK during that time, and I thought that was absolutely fascinating. So I thought to myself, okay, so the UK actually have a bullying problem, so the rest of the European countries all have to carry the name Canis Canem Edit instead of Bully. And if I jump onto my PS4 and search up Bully, it actually does come up on the PlayStation Store, because it is available as a PS2 game on PS4. but the image that is actually used actually says Canis Canem Edit on it, which again I just thought was absolutely fascinating and worth mentioning because a lot of Americans may not actually know about this. That being said, however, let's actually talk about what's on this Wikipedia page. So, Bully was originally banned in Brazil because in 2008 they also prohibited the importing of the game, but then that was completely rescinded back in 2016, or rather 23rd June 2016. The British Labour MP Keith Vaz argued that Bully should be reclassified as an 18, so you know how the PEGI rating works, which like, you know, PEGI 3, PEGI 7, PEGI 12, PEGI 3, no, PEGI 12, PEGI 15, PEGI 18. I think I might have listed all of them, 3, 7, 12, 15, 18? I think there might be another one in there, but the idea is that what Keith Vaz was saying was it had to be rated 18. Ultimately, the UK actually stuck with 15, specifically the British Board of Film Classifications. Currys and PC World both owned DSG International, and they did not actually want to sell the game, saying that it's not appropriate family-friendly image, and that there is an explicit link between violence and children. So, you know, other retailers did in fact stock the game, and so more fool you, I suppose, because it did sell quite a bit. Well, I mean, it sold well, but not that well. Then we have good old Jack Thompson that filed a lawsuit. So for those of you guys that don't know, Jack Thompson is a part of the, I can't remember who's part of the Florida government or he was a lawyer, but either way, he was just filing lawsuits against everything Rockstar was doing, everything Take-Two was doing, everything that was going on with violence and video games, and just constantly preaching the message, because I feel like that's kind of what his base was. So he was very much an anti-video game lawyer, I feel like, for the most part. And so he ultimately wanted it to be banned on store shelves, declaring it a nuisance and a simulator of the Columbine murder, which is an insane thing to think or say, which was absolutely fascinating. And so what he ended up doing was he actually wanted an advanced copy of the game for an independent third party to play and determine if it would constitute a public nuisance in the state of Florida, in which case it could be banned. So what happened was they did in fact do that. Take-Two offered to bring in a copy to let both the judge and Thompson view the game in the judge's chambers on 12th of October 2006, which is interesting. And then Judge Ronald Friedman subsequently ruled in favor of shipping the game, noting there was no content that was not already on late night television. Thompson responded to the ruling with a fiery speech directed at the judge. So he thought that the judge was going to be on his side. He was like, yep, I'm pretty sure like any content in this game has got to be enough to get it, taken off store shelves. And the judge was like, nah, dog, this is totally gonna fly. It's fine. It's kosher, whatever have you. And so again, American media took a generally positive view of the game because it actually did quite well on the Metacritics, specifically the original release looking at an 87 on Metacritic with an 8+ from oneup.com, which is are they even up? Holy crap, actually, let's check that out. Is 1UP actually still functioning to this day? They launched in 2003. Okay, they're under IGN. Damn. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, GameSpot gave it an 8.7 out of 10. GamesRadar Plus gave it a 4.5 stars. IGN 8.9 out of 10. And an XPlay gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And of course, Bully did receive a remaster in the form of the Scholarship Edition for Wii, Xbox 360, and Windows, releasing on 4th of March 2008 for Wii and 360, and 21st October 2008 for the good old PC personal computer platform. So yeah, the game has kind of been through a lot, not as much as like the GTA games of old, but regardless of that, I still think that this is a lot of controversy for a game that was originally meant to have a sequel go through. And I feel like nowadays there's going to be so much more problems for Bully, because I feel like people can point at something and be like, oh yeah, this is, a tribute to the Columbine murders back in the day, but now like people are going to look at how many school shootings they've been in the US and then say, oh, bully's going to be the reason why there's going to be more school shootings or something else like that. I feel like people are going to make up some really, really dumb arguments as to why this game shouldn't release or even see the light of day, but I thought that this was a fascinating conversation and also a bit of a time machine back to when this game originally came out on PS2, and just some familiar names like Jack Thompson, kind of appearing and talking about those things from back in the day, because I feel like a lot of people now aren't actually aware of what used to happen in the gaming space, what news actually looked like back then. And I feel like it's certainly a good way of looking at the past and being able to talk about things in a significantly more positive light than the way gaming news is currently being portrayed in a more political lens. That being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video, like to subscribe to the channel. I am aiming for 500 subs by the end of next year. There's only a few days left of 2024. As of me recording this, it is the 28th. But then again, I am further ahead in time than most other parts of the world, so I'm pretty sure it's like the 27th somewhere where I'm recording this. But with that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.